I know. Make up your mind already. First it's on, then it's off, then it's on again. Yeah, I know. Right now, I'm going to say this is probably going to freeze many times. More than yesterday, which really ticked me off. But as you see, I got 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, okay? The computer that I'm supposed to drop off to get wiped, which is a Windows 7 that's going to get upgraded to 10, I downloaded Prism, which is a Windows 10 program, into a Windows 7 computer. Probably not going to work well, but the GPU in the other computer is... I give up. You know, I had one that was a little larger. Put that one in. He cleaned everything out. And even though Prism doesn't have huge specs, it's pushing that GPU to the max. So you ought to see the console right now. Talk about having shit cobbed together. I've got the Windows 7 computer that's going to get the upgrade, that's going to get the upgrade in the GPU, and hopefully, once we get it back, I can run without freezing. Pain in the ass. But at least we're back, somewhat. Like my, computer repairman suggested, why don't you go buy a new computer? Yeah, right. I says to him, why don't you give me the money to go buy a new computer? I said, with all the pieces and parts you have, can't you cob me together a better working unit? So while I was there picking all the stuff up, he found more memory that will fit this, because he told me bring all the specs and the information from this unit. So we're going to literally double the memory. I have a terabyte hard drive, which I was going to use for something else, but it's going to go in this unit. And he is going to dig through all the GPUs that he's got to put me a high horsepower one. And then the only two programs that are going to go in this unit, besides Windows 10, is Gargle and Prism. Well, 3 programs. We'll have Gargle, Prism Studio Live, and Prism Camera. I don't know what that was. I didn't plug anything in. The mic is working. At least it's showing me on the screen it is, so it wasn't that. So hopefully, in a week or two, I'll be able to have a computer that I can get on here with that won't freeze. See, the first 2 years, I didn't have this problem. Because basically, everything was direct on YouTube. And then once I would end the stream on YouTube, I would upload it to Faceplant, okay? Well, YouTube, with their updates, said in order to get better streaming, they suggest using a streaming program, which screwed me up because I'm not into these. Like I say, this is streaming for dummies. Yeah. Gargle it sometime. Streaming programs for dummies. The first one that comes up is Prism. Now, that doesn't necessarily, it just happened to be the first one there. But since it was the first one, I went with it. Plus, it's the easiest for me to use. So, I don't know how this is performing. It's probably going to freeze up because, like I say, and the whole thing is with Prism, they don't have a program for Windows 7. They got Windows 10, Windows 11. So I'm pushing the point with this computer. And these cigarettes are pushing the point with me. And pushing the point, I decided to torture myself and watch some more of these auditor videos. Like, first of all, any of these auditors that watch a video, 2 of them were first timers. Had they watched the video, they would see that things aren't going to go different for them. They're going to get trespassed and or arrested. Just because you're coming in new doesn't mean the police are going to go, oh, you're a new auditor. We'll let you go today. No. And I don't need my post office audited, okay? I've been in there. Service is great. There, I did an audit. I went in, service was great. You get 2 thumbs up, post office. There. That's an audit. Not going in with a camera. Oh, I could have pulled my cell phone out of my pocket. Grumpy don't feel like getting arrested over stupidity. As a matter of fact, when I was at the post office last week, I read the magic Postage 7. And it states right in there, you can't be in here without permission. I could figure that out. Because, see, I read both paragraphs all the way to the end. These idiots only read the first part. Oh, it says, no, read all the way to the bottom, asshole. If you understand English. And the two newbies that I watched, they were different. They didn't go in and say, I'm a journalist. No. They went in and said, I'm a photojournalist. Oh. They put a little different spin on it. Well, we've been through this before. But for those of you that maybe didn't watch that video, yeah, I'm going to show you some. And both of them I'm a photojournalist. GoPro on a stick. Both of them. GoPro on a stick. I'm a photojournalist. I'm going to take your picture. I'm a photojournalist. I got my GoPro on a stick. No. I don't sign up with the agencies anymore. Mainly, let me put the GoPro on a stick down for a minute. See, back in the day, before all the police departments went to ultra high frequency and scramblers, you could receive all the police calls for your district, or like me, I used to do 1, 2, and 3 because they were easier to get to. If there was something going in 5 or 6, too far out. In order to get the story, you basically want to be there as fast as possible. If I had to trundle all the way out east, I'd get there like when the tow truck was towing shit away. Because, I mean, they did traffic accidents. And having access to 71 and 90 quick like, I could get around the districts pretty easy. And most of the time, within an amount of time where there was still action. Now, they do have apps, which I hate apps. They have scanner apps. I've tried them. The major problem is you don't get both parts of the call. You would get like the dispatcher dispatching to the 1st District car, and then the next transmission would be like a 5th District car answering back on the call that they're on. They're crappy. They do make scanners that will unscramble so that it's like back in the day. I could set the scanner for District 1, 2, and 3, and I would get all the transmissions from District 1 and 2 and 3, but they're like $1,200. And for what I would be making as a freelancer, in a year, I wouldn't make enough to pay for it. But I still have the equipment. Because I am going to do some outside stuff. Like the park up the street from me. Every now and then they'll have some events. And it would be more like a PSA type video. Might be boring as hell, but anybody in the neighborhood that would be watching go, oh, I didn't know they were having that activity. So I will be doing some outside stuff. That's why I kept the equipment. But you won't see Grumpy filming with a GoPro on a stick. No. This is not photojournalist equipment. It could be. I mean, there are some photojournalists that do use GoPros. Some. And they're usually using them in conjunction with professional equipment. Because the nice thing about GoPros is you can mount them just about anywhere. So you can have one, from the back facing forward, or one forward facing back, but who wants to see me, the reporter? You already know what my dumbass looks like. But a GoPro on a stick? No. This is professional journalistic equipment. See? This is how you film a news story. Professional equipment. Yeah, like this. Not a GoPro on a stick. And I do have a multitude of cameras. I like this one because this is, even though it's small, oh, it's dynamite. This camera here takes the same quality video as a $2,000 or $3,000 Sony. Believe it or not. Yeah. That's why I got it. But a GoPro on a stick. Compare for yourself. Professional GoPro on a stick. I are photojournalist. No, I are photojournalist. I'll tell you what, though. I like the new lightweight, small form factor equipment. This weighs about 5 pounds. Yeah, about 5 pounds. Maybe 6 at the most. Them big monster cameras that, we used to have to lug around, those suckers are like 30, 40 pounds. Those cameramen make it look easy. When they flip that sucker up on their shoulder and they're filming, those old cameras, the batteries themselves weighed like 8 pounds. So, I can see why everybody's going to the new small form factor. I was going to get a used, that was a Panasonic. I think it was $2,500 camera new. It wasn't a high end. It was the guy's backup. He still wanted $900 for it. Grumpy ain't, I'm not freelancing with, to make that kind of money. This works perfect. Say the park up the street has an event. I can go up there with this and get the same quality as a TV station. That's what's nice about this. It's a 4K. And I'll tell you what, outstanding camera. And it wasn't that much. I was surprised because, 4K, which is similar to what TV stations are using. Of course, they're using professional equipment. This shoots as good as a TV station expensive camera. But this is professional photojournalism equipment, not a GoPro on a stick. Oh, you ought to see. Yeah. This is, a little loose there. This is a small light. You ought to see the biggies I got. Yeah. Gotta be gentle. This is the size of the battery that goes in the biggie lights. This is the size of the battery for the little light. And the one light takes 2 of these. Of course, it's a professional studio light, like you see on like 60 Minutes or 2020, 48 Hours, you know, when they're doing the interview and the lights back here with the what they call a buffer screen. You know, it's nothing more than a white piece of cloth. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll show you that. Oh yeah, I got some good stuff. Grumpy has a thing for cameras. I've got 4 DSLRs. No. 7. I got the oldies, you know, the ones I showed you that take the floppy disks. 7. 8. I forgot one. 8 DSLRs. Do I go overboard? Maybe. Do I need them all? No. But what's nice about the new DSLRs is they're dual. I can take still pictures, and if I don't have this with me, because I carry one of my DSLRs all the time, I can shoot video with it. That's what's nice about the new DSLR cameras. If I come across something, and I've always got the camera in the car, and I think it's a bit newsworthy or something that might interest my audience, I can pop out with my DSLR and film a story. So, do I need all the DSLR? No. But each one is a little better than the last one. But I'm not buying no more. I got enough. Yeah. But you're saying, in order to do a professional job, you don't use a GoPro on a stick. Now, I would think that if I went into a post office with that equipment, I probably wouldn't get thrown out. But when you show up with a GoPro on a stick, sorry, Charlie. Bye, Felicia. You know. I'm a photojournalist. Look at this. I got my GoPro on a stick. And you know what's neat about my stick? Ah, look at that. It's an extendable stick. Assholes. I'm not going to push this computer too much. It's probably frozen up several times already. So what am I at? Half an hour? That'll work. if it doesn't, if it isn't freezing up, I don't have to, rush it in to the repair guy because he wants money. Gee, the nerve of him. Wants money to fix my fucked up computers. Although, I did luck out. Warranty. That's why I didn't want a chance. I put up there, I was going to try to put Prism in a small form factor. I don't think they're going to pay twice for me screwing them up. I was surprised they paid for the first screw up. They didn't even question it. Of course, I was honest. I told them, hey, I'm a 72-year-old idiot that don't know what I'm doing. I'm not tech savvy. Okay, we'll pay. So I didn't want, the more I thought about it, I was like, don't push it. Let a professional. He's going to tinker with one. He thinks he might be able, even though it's a factory installed GPU, he thinks there's a possibility he might be able to bump it up and give it a little more beef. We're going to try. And he told me if I screw it up, I'll fix it. No charge. Cool. And with that, I will talk to you tomorrow. We will have a Memorial Day edition. No, I'm not going to wave flags and banners. It's just I'm not taking off a day for the holiday. I'll be here. Either on this computer or the other one. When I do the playback, we'll see how things went.